Do you have lots of ideas that go through your head and you're having a tough time deciding on which one to choose? Well, good news, that just means you're a creator. You're a creative person. You have creative ideas that you want to birth into the world. And that's beautiful, and that's something all creators deal with. So I'll share some of my thoughts on that. So what I've understood for myself is, you could say there's sort of two energies, so to speak. So there's the flow energy, and there's directed focus energy. So flow energy is when you are going with the flow. You're kind of with your intuition, or you are taking a shower, you're going on a walk, you're doing something where you're not really actively thinking or directing energy with your mind. You're just kind of in the flow. And when you're in the flow, you're tapping into the higher source, the infinite intelligence, the collective soul, to God, and you're tapping into that, and the ideas start to flow through you. And you start to get this idea, and this idea, and this idea. So you start to get all these wonderful ideas. Now, all the ideas may seem valid. You say, if I did that, it would be wonderful, and I should do it now. In fact, I'm behind, right? That's kind of how we feel about it. And then same with the second, and the third, and the fourth, and all these ideas, we feel like they could be created now, and if we don't, we'll fall behind. And that they sort of came from this higher place many times. So one thing that I had an idea to do a travel blog, to do a law practice, to do this account, Manifestation Academy, to do an AI company, right? And it all seems like it's perfect timing for those. So how do I decide? Do I do them all? And it feels like I should do them all, and I end up doing a little bit of each. But what I figured out is that's the flow of ideas. But to birth an idea into the world is when you're in the flow, you don't necessarily create. You're just receiving. To create, to give, is to direct your flow. That's when you bring in your mind into the equation. So the flow is you're sort of out of your mind. Now you bring your mind back in because you were given a mind, and it's part of your toolbox, and you direct the energy towards something. And which in layman's terms we'll call that focus, right? Direct the energy towards something. But what directed energy really is using your mind to focus. Take the energy that's around you, focus it toward a specific intention, a specific creation, a specific outcome. And you direct that energy there, and as you're directing it, you're actually taking the energy and you're organizing it to create a structure. So the energy comes together in a structure, and you're organizing in a way where that idea is birthed into the world. And that's what in layman's terms we'll call an organization. What's an organization? It's really just an organized energy put into a structure to allow the flow of some sort of idea to be birthed into the world. So that's at an energetic level what you're doing it. And even in layman's terms, that's what we're doing when we create organizations or companies. Those are organizations where there's energy put in there, structure put in there for the flow of the idea to be birthed into the world. So what is very important when creating an organization or organizing that energy is taking your idea, but creating an intention, really drafting an intention, a declaration, what we'll call a vision statement. And by the way, I always hated the word write your vision statement. What's the purpose? And is the vision the same as the purpose? Or is the purpose the same as the vision? All these like rules that you're supposed to create with a company that people don't really do, and they may do half-heartedly. What it really is what's your intention with this idea into the world. And I may do like a course or something on intention setting, because I feel like there's how you draft your words shapes everything. It's very important how you draft your words. What you declare, what you speak is created. When God said, let there be light, his vision was light, and there was light, right? So how you draft your intention, how you draft your vision is going to shape the energy that flows through this organized structure. What you intend as the creator of it is going to shape the energy that flows through it and comes out to the other side on whoever is receiving the benefit of that organization. So back to the ideas then. There's flow and then there's organized creation, right? So maybe you're supposed to create all those ideas at once, but what I realized is when you're in the flow, again, it goes to this higher place, right? And in this higher place, there's no time. Time is all merged. They say past, present, and future is sort of all one. So you may be you're pulling ideas from this infinite intelligence, and some may be birthed in the future, some maybe could have been birthed in the past, but you basically have these ideas. So you're just taking ideas that are possibilities that are resting up there, and you're taking whatever one that's possible. So the question is, how many ideas can you direct your energy to focus in to create an organized structure so that the ideas burst into the world, and you create the flow energy, a divine flow, where more people come into that organized structure, are transformed, and come out the other side as a transformed person, right? That's what businesses essentially do. They are helping or supporting, transforming some sort of aspect of someone's life and helping them come out the other side a new way, a new person, a new form. So what the really intention is take one idea at a time, direct all your energy into an organized structure so that the divine flow can go through the structure, and that your energy is no longer needed to allow that to flow. In layman's terms, that means creating a business or structure that runs without you. That's what essentially it means, but probably at a more energetic level. So you're this guide, you set the intention, and you're the guide for it, and you create it. Now, I have some friends who they create businesses, but they don't run the businesses. And actually, they do that from the get-go. They'll say, I want to create this business, and they put a CEO in place, and that CEO is the one who's going to build it, and they're just the guide. They'll meet with them every day, every few weeks, whatever it is, and they'll guide them towards creating that structure. So that is one way where you can build multiple structures, multiple organizations at once if you do that. So it takes some business skills, it'll take leadership skills, communication skills, mindset, visioning, intention setting skills. But if you do that, then you can actually create those ideas that are all up there. You can just keep creating them one at a time, one at a time, one at a time. It may take some capital if you want to hire multiple CEOs, but that's one way to do it. So, but if you don't have those skills or you don't want to go that route, you want to create it actually in person, creating it, not just putting someone else. I came down for me as 3 criteria, essentially. One is, which one do I have the most desire to create right now? And you probably have them all. That was me. For me, I had a desire to create all of them. But the second one is, what do I have the capacity to create right now, right? So the ideas are up here, but which ones do I, and they're in the infinite plane where there's infinite time, infinite energy, right? But in the physical plane, the physical realm, I have a limited amount of time, I have a limited amount of energy, my brain can only take so much. So what do I have the capacity, time, energy to actually focus my energy on? If I'm trying to do 3 things and I'm the one focusing, my energy is going to get scattered. I'm going to feel drained, and nothing's going to get created. It's going to be a little bit of focus, then it's going to go back. A little bit of focus, go back. You have to focus enough for the energy to come together and be able to create and now run in a system on it itself without you being the glue that holds it together, right? So what do I have the capacity to direct my energy to create that for? Usually it's like one thing, maybe a second thing kind of on the side, but usually it's one thing that I can create. So what do I have the capacity to do? And then the third criteria, and I got this from Tony Robbins, is he does what's called the rocking chair test. So if I'm at 100 years old, I'm sitting on my rocking chair looking back at life, and I say, I really wish I would have done this one thing. I wish I would have created this one thing. I hadn't done that. What would it be? And that's probably the thing to create. That's probably the thing to create. And it's also the thing that may be the most scary. The thing that we're scared of doing, that we feel called to, but we're scared to do, that's probably the thing to create. Because, and by the way, everyone goes through that. There's biblical stories of people being called and they got scared and went the other way. I think Moses went through that. He felt called. He said, why me? And he didn't want to do it. So if you feel called to do something, and you feel like in here and it terrifies you and it scares you, that's probably the thing to create. That might be your rocking chair item. And by the way, that's a blessing. If you have a lot of fear around something, that's just your soul saying, I know you're scared of this, so I know you're going to prepare really, really well. You're going to really focus your energy. You're going to really prepare so you can create it into the world. You just have to step forward and start doing that. Those things that you're feared of, tap within, ask questions of how you can break through it, and that's going to help you birth the idea into the world. So those are my ideas on how to pick which idea to start with. I had some in the beginning explaining how the energy flows, and it's the desire. What capacity do you have, which really it's usually just kind of one thing, unless you're going to bring other CEOs or people in to create it and you're just going to guide them. And then the third thing is the rocking chair test. So which one of these things would I regret if I didn't do at this time? Okay, so hopefully that helps you. And even when you do bring the idea, always keep the mind in. Remember, you're trying to organize into structure that flows without you. So that doesn't mean you're not involved with the business. You can be involved or not as much as you want to, but you want it to flow without your energy, because you're a creator. You're gonna have other ideas that you want to birth into the world. So the more you develop the skills and ability to create organized structures that flow without you, and you set the intention, set divine intentions, so the energy, you get that nice, good, divine energy flowing through. The more you do that, the more ideas you can birth into the world, okay? Thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm curious if this resonates or not, or if there's, other questions, or, maybe, if I'm way off base, but let me know in the comments. Hit the subscribe button, thumbs up if you like this video, and talk to you guys soon.